Well, welcome to another episode, Let the Truth Be Told. My name is Sean Williams, and I thank the Lord for being able to be in front of the cameras once again with my good friend Hub right here. Jason, thank you for pausing your day to be able to work with us today, to be able to tape this TV program. Man, and I appreciate all of y'all out there that come up to me every single week and say, man, I sure like what you guys are doing for Let the Truth Be Told. Yeah. You know, that gives us great inspiration, give us enough energy to shake it off and get on in the studio and tape another TV program, because we want to keep some fresh material out there for you. And we like to run it a couple weeks at a time so that you guys can watch the whole episode, because there's a lot going on. I know football games and basketball season and just jumped off with the NBA. So I know it's a little, confliction going on Sunday night sometimes, so you might not be able to watch it all, but a lot of you guys have been watching it all, because there's been some good segments we've been doing. The Lord been pouring some great stuff in our hearts to be able to regurgitate and put on side the program. So, hey, Brother Hub, shake your hand, man. I appreciate it. Everything that you're doing in the community. Yes, sir. Great things, man. Introduce yourself to the viewing audience. Brother
Hub. First of all, thank you for you and Jason for changing your schedule, because we were going to initially tape tomorrow, but I'm going out of town for 4 days with the basketball team, so we're going to go make some noise in Missouri. So thank you for rearranging your schedule. But really, really excited. Merry Christmas, everyone. I hope everybody had a good Christmas.
Yes.
We're going to jump right in. This is for the Christians. What I'm about to say is for the Christians. I happened to speak at my dad's church, and when I opened to begin to study, the first thing I read was, "Behold, a virgin shall be with child."
Okay.
And it just floored me. You know, a virgin gonna be in child. Men, you and your fiance are getting married, and you never touched her, and she come home and tell you she pregnant. That's tough.
Sound like a Christmas sermon.
Yeah. And so keep the faith. 2019. If you and I'm talking to the Christians right now. Talking to the Christians. If you got enough faith that believe that Mary could get pregnant by the Holy Spirit, you should have enough faith to take you into 2019, and your life should be full of faith, and you should have the things that you say.
Yeah.
Merry Christmas.
Yeah,
Behold, a virgin shall be with child.
Yeah.
That's like dry water.
Brother Hub, during this Christmas season, Christmas was yesterday, and so I mean, just being able to be around family, wake up to the kids, grandkids, and everybody kind of in a great spirit, getting up, opening gifts and things of that. Just being able to just share. I think more of the Christmas whole element is to be around family.
Yes, sir.
It's just to be around family. Yes, sir. And pause, for that particular day, just to be able to celebrate around family.
Yes.
Tell somebody you love them. You might not have no money, you might not have no gift, but you do have pose one thing, and that's to, just tell somebody you love them. A hug, go a long way on a Christmas day, So I thank the Lord, so much been going on in 2018. Right. Years before that, that I think that anytime you could just be around family, it's a good thing, especially we ain't got to do it, on the morning bench somewhere, what I'm saying, just to be around family. So I thank the Lord for my family, my mom now, big shouts out to you, Miss Rolene Brumfield, Gabby, Hollis Brumfield, my sisters, my brothers. And
Did you eat good?
Oh man, come on man, my sister laid it out. She let my mama relax, and she kind of did all the cooking. My sister Bonnie, big shouts out to you, Bonnie.
Okay, Bonnie.
She laid it all out, in a traditional style, all kind of greens, whatever you want, you got a little something.
Y'all don't know how to do it small.
No, you can't do it small.
No, y'all, one thing about y'all don't do nothing small. When it comes to that food and the standard, Miss Rolene said, so Bonnie got to come on with it, because that's the standard Miss Rolene said.
Yeah, my mama gonna cut up if it ain't right.
And she ain't gonna whisper about it.
No, she gonna let the whole house gonna know that it wasn't right. Brother Hub, hopefully you and your family had a great time.
I did. I spent the half the day with my mom and dad, and then my kids. It was just us over there. It was just my mom and dad, and then me and my kids. But then the second half, my wife has 11
Yeah.
siblings.
Okay.
And so
I seen some of those pictures.
yeah, it's just beautiful watching how they roll.
Yeah.
And
I seen that.
it was just awesome. I think 10 of them made it. 10 and a half. That's an inside joke.
Yeah.
But 10 of them made it, and they come from all over the country. So for them to sacrifice to come home, hang out. Mom and Dad, big shots out to the Dixon family.
I always say that's a big thing, you know, when people pause, you know, even when we was on the radio on Sunday, you know, want to give them accolades out to the people that took the sacrifice to come back to little old Champaign.
Yes, sir.
But just to be around family, you know, because it's a big thing, you know. It's a big thing when you take the sacrifice and gas your car up and put your family in the car and come on down and visit with family, you know. I think that's a big thing. Thank the Lord for you, Jason. Hopefully you had a great Christmas on yesterday. He gave me the thumbs up back there. Behind the scenes. So I thank the Lord for us having a great Christmas. And so looking forward to this new year. You know, so giving you the backdrop on the program that we're going to discuss today, talk about a few issues, be able to cover a little ground. You guys and women that's on Facebook, you want to hit us with some questions. I'll try to read them from here through our Facebook post. But giving you the backdrop, and we've been talking about these shootings for quite a while.
Right.
And it's kind of hard to take off the radar.
Right.
I went to a community coalition meeting this last one that went on. Community coalition meetings are the second Wednesday of the month. At 3:30ish, from I think 3 o'clock to 5 o'clock at the Champaign Public Library. So the chiefs are able to give all of their reports, you know, about updates on stuff that's happening in the community, whether it's burglaries or whether it's shootings or whatever the case might be, to talk about different issues that's going on. But we've had 3 shootings that happened Christmas Eve right here locally in the community. So 2 men, 1 female was shot over in the Country Brook neighborhood. I think the other couple shootings happened off of in Garden Hills neighborhood, and so 2 men were shot, and thank God everybody's doing okay. Nobody was fatally injured, but we continue to talk about the stuff on this program because of the fact that this study happened.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And it's study happening, so we got to address it and talk and just tell the tough stuff. I mean, just keeping it real, just say the tough stuff, you know. And so that being said, you know, and then shootings are happening throughout our central Illinois region. So a study happening in Danville, a young lady was shot in the head by her boyfriend a few times. I think she fatally died on yesterday. You know, but she held strong for many days leading up to her death. And so Decatur, shootings in Decatur, I mean, that's been happening. Unfortunately, a couple of those cases were fatalities. And so I'm just wrapping that all around, getting the backdrop, because what's going on? What's going on with our people, man? I mean, my brother Butter always says a failure to communicate, but I think it's bigger and it's deeper than just failure to communicate when we have no care for life anymore. You know,
value.
No value.
Yeah, you want to talk
no
about
value.
value.
That's the word I got right down there, right under that.
Yeah.
We got no value.
Yeah.
We see no value in each other.
Yeah.
You know, and when you don't see any value in each other, you know what I'm saying? You know, Brother Hub, I got this down a little bit, but I'm going to bring it up because we're here. One day I'm in my barbershop. God, we've been knowing for a long time. He comes to my barbershop, he sits on my couch. So I'm cutting the head, and I'm like, what's going on, bro? And he say, man, Sean, you know, man, I'm tired of being out here. God been in and out of jail, you know, prickly. I mean, my whole life, you know, I know this guy to be in and out of jail. He's like, man, I'm tired of being out here, man. You know, it's too hard out here, man. Well, you gotta, you know, I gotta take care of my wife, I gotta take care of my kids, I gotta work, you know, I gotta pay bills, I gotta do that. Man, in the penitentiary, I ain't gotta do all that. I looked at him, I said, man, you're in a dangerous place right there, man. You're in a dangerous place. If that's your mentality, and see, and what really, because we know that a tree is known by its fruit, you know, and this guy, he probably interacting with his kids. You know, he at the house, but he ain't in the house, as my young man said. He at the house, but he ain't in the house. But these other folks are watching his behavior. So now he got other boys that he raising. Now, if this the leader,
This the leader. Yeah.
this the roots
Yeah.
for this tree.
Yeah. Yeah.
What type of mindset are they gonna have? And so this is what this young man came up and said, and I mean, I think he's out of jail right now, but he's, you know, he's, I mean, I just seen him not too long ago with one of the guys that murdered, you know, Darren, you know, and so the guy that murdered Darren, I mean, you know, he on the shelf. He ain't in prison, but he in prison. You know,
Walking dead.
walking dead. No good for himself, his kids, society, none of that. And so many of our people, I won't even say young people, because the young folks didn't learn from some older folks.
So let's just take this guy and let's think solutions. Let's think, because we know what the problem is. We know the rat is in the trap. We know we having shooting after shooting after shooting. We go to coalition meetings and they try the best they can. We have special meetings. We have everybody coming up with all these programs, trying to figure out how to bring it in. This guy, how do we help this guy? This guy the example. How do we help him? Oh man, he need to go. No, let's find out. Okay. Let's talk about for a couple of minutes. How can we help him? What is the solution to helping this guy?
So I'm glad you went there. Okay, so my next go down bullet point was that, are you open for better?
Are you open for better?
Are you open for better? Now, okay, we could say, let's go straight to solution.
Yeah.
But you got to be willing to be able to accept the solution.
Right.
If we come up with a positive program, but one of the things at that community coalition meeting with Bishop Hall, so before I forget the top, one of the things, and write it down so you don't forget.
Okay.
So one of the things that I learned at that community coalition meeting, and I think we bumped it a little bit at one of the programs that we were the radio program, but one of the things that Karen Sims was able to open up for me to see out of that meeting, she said, if we got tangible buildings, we got tangible programs, but if the population of the people that we're trying to impact see no value in it, then it don't exist.
It don't exist. Yes.
It don't exist. So if it don't attract the population, the most at-risk group that we're trying to address, then it don't exist. I don't care if your church been there 100 years.
Right.
If we see no value, we just ride past it because we see nothing relevant to us.
Now it
don't exist.
And this is the solution. I don't know how to solve it, but this is definitely a solution. Now hold what you said and add this to it. This is what I wrote down. How can you have a solution for this guy without a relationship? So the reason that they don't see no value in all these infrastructures and all these programs that we're building, because we don't have no relationship with them. The reason a lot of kids that I see daily can't learn in the classroom because the teachers don't have relations with. I would go as far to say is some of the teachers are scared of these kids. And so the reason that you have all these great infrastructures meeting week after week after week, but they meeting in the architect suite and the stuff is happening on the construction site, and like Butter said, it's a whole gap of failure to communicate. So because I ain't finna go over there and fool with them Thundercats.
So today we normally all right there together. You know what I'm saying? So,
yes, sir.
So today, good cop, bad cop. Reverend West, chunk of brick. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
And so I mean, and I don't blame some of them teachers for being scared. Man, have you seen some of the behavior that's jumping off?
Right.
I mean, they cutting up at Atlanta School District. If you had seen the video I seen,
my mom serves there a lot.
Them folks was clowning in that. I mean, these kids clowning inside that cafeteria, and some of the guys that we know was trying to break it up. I mean, and they were trying to break it up, and as he tried to break up and move one kid back from the next, here come another kid dive in. Now my buddy that's working over there, man, he ain't worked out in a while. You could tell because he got tired. He done went to one knee. Time out, man.
He tapped out.
Kids, man. Tapped out. Yeah, and he's over there. You know, he trying to be safe at the job. But it happened on his watch. It happened in front of him. So he trying to do the best he can. He got good relationships, but the anger, the spirit of that was going on took over, and it didn't take much because spirit jumped in the spirit, and the spirit, you know, in the spirit. So now you got a group of spirits all together, and they cutting up, man. And,
so
and
nobody
a lot of us got an on switch. We ain't got an off switch.
So no, and I totally get it, but I still go back to the lack of relationships, because it's somebody. The number one Thundercat is somebody that has a relationship with him that could have said, "Hey,
So
leave that alone."
So what's happening right now is my nephew Jamar in here, right? And he ain't here, but he here. And so he's saying, okay, what about the parents? So you're saying the relationship, but what about? And I got down here on my paper again. Unaddressed childhood trauma becomes adult drama.
I agree.
Let me repeat that. Unaddressed childhood trauma becomes adult drama. Okay? And so when we know little Johnny going through a little something to become this young man that's sitting on my couch, we knew he was messed up. But he just messed up Johnny. Matter of fact, what we gonna do for Johnny is we gonna give him some medicine. We're gonna give Johnny some medicine. Matter of fact, we'll give him this medicine. You might want to hit that, Jason. Hit this thing right there again, over here. Oh, yeah. And so what we know Johnny messed up. We know that if we get him part of the program, then we can get him another. You know, mom would probably get $1,200. You know what I'm saying? $1,500 because he ADA or whatever the case might be. Okay? But we haven't really got down to what his real issue is.
I totally agree.
We haven't got to that.
And it's hard. I had some teachers call me in a meeting for a particular kid that they knew that I had a good relationship with. And we had a meeting, a whole grade. So a whole grade of teachers, they got a team, like the 7th grade team, the 8th grade. So this was a whole grade of team. Grade of teachers called me in a meeting to have a meeting about one of the kids that they knew I was working in the school, and they knew I had a relationship with me. And so at the beginning of the meeting, they wanted to know, how did I have a good relationship with him? And so my first question, what do you know about this kid? Well, we know this, we know this. Did you know that they got evicted from their house? No. Did you know that his mom was driving 15 minutes one way to get him to school, and then had to drive another 20 minutes to go to her job? And then after a job, come back and drive 20 minutes to pick him up, and then 15 minutes to take him where they're at? No. Did you know this? No. Did you know that? No. Well, those are things you got to know. Because I see them maybe at lunch or maybe for a couple of minutes between classes. They in your class all day. How do I know all this and you don't know none of it? And so here's my thing. I'm not negating what you or Jamar being in your ear. I'm not negating the parents. But you know what? When I was a head coach, I had 15 sets of parents that had 15 sets of rules. So when you come in my gym, it's only one standard. I'm not going to cater to your parents' rules or your parents' rules unless they conducive with the rules that I've set. And so my mama said like this: you can't lead a horse to the water. You can lead a horse to the water. Most people say, but you can't make him drink. But my mama say you can put oats in his mouth to create a thirst. So these guys that you say have no value, you got to build a relationship. I do it every day. I do it every day. Individual guys that come to me that might not see value in this or that. And I sit them down and I say, look, homie, this is this. This is, oh, really? Yeah, man, you can't get here unless you do this individually. And so we might get one kid at a time. Right? All the time, we got Big Wayne and Tracy Dates and all them guys doing preventive measures down at the bottom with the younger kids, right? And so we working the
Twofold.
Twofold. We're doing preventive measures, then we're trying to fix this. And sooner or later, if we be consistent, you know, we'll work it out. But a lot, I'm gonna say this, and I said this on your radio show. A lot of the 18 through 35 that don't see value in these infrastructures is because the infrastructures don't see value in them.
Oh yeah, definitely. It's not designed.
See, you in Mississippi, you couldn't get no water. I'm talking to Mississippi folks. You couldn't get no water out of the pump in the ground. Wasn't no faucets. You had to get you had to prime the pump, and part of priming the pump was pouring a little water around the pump. You had to pour a little water around the pump to get some water up out the pump. No different here. You got to meet them where they live at. You looking at them in the trap and judging them.
See, one of the things that you started out talking about, the relationship.
Yes, sir.
So even the guy that was on the couch.
Yes, sir.
He had enough relationship with me to be able to tell me the inner stuff that was going on with him. Because most of the guys, he wouldn't even say that too.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So he was,
you had the relationship.
He was a rat in the trap.
Yes, sir.
He really was coming to me and said, man, how can I get
the wilderness?
Wilderness crying out for a voice. So really, man, how can I get this devil out of my head?
Right.
How can I get this thought out of my head that I don't care?
But he trusts you enough to expose himself.
Yeah, because most guys, they gonna run around here in front. They gonna front. And so we didn't learn how to front so good. But in the inside, deep inside that we all tore up.
You said they dying at 20, but what they doing?
Oh, they died. You died at 20, but you don't get buried till you're 70. Because your dreams done died. Everything about what you thought that you could be as a kid. And you know, like those little kids that got toys on yesterday and they thinking, man, I mean, I got this doctor kit. I could be a doctor. And you can be until somebody come along and shatter that dream. Or somebody tell you you know better than your environment. You know better than the people that's on the block. Or somebody say, who do you think you are?
Who are you?
Yeah, what are you doing?
And Sean, I'm gonna be honest. Because the military has allowed me to see a whole lot of stuff, and then God brought me back here. If I don't be careful, I'll put on the champagne mentality. And see, I shedded that off when I walked in Korea, when I walked in Germany. I shed it, you know, like when a snake grow, he shed his skin. And so I have to be careful because I can get caught up. I ain't no better than the next man, but I done seen some stuff. And I'm not gonna apologize for what God has allowed me to see. And so I have to still think globally, but act locally. You know what I'm saying? And so in these situations, I still gotta think globally. You know what I mean? And I'm never gonna say, I'm never gonna nail the cross in the parents. We know we got some parents that are challenging, and they might not be getting it done. But because Johnny parent is challenging and might not be getting it done, I'm not throwing Johnny away. I'm not going to use the excuse. That because Johnny parent ain't doing what he or she's supposed to do, then I'm going to dismiss their kid as a bad kid.
Well, I'm going to tell you this right here. What I will say on that is that, because you said you had one standard. What I will say is that we need to start saying the tough stuff. We need to stop condoning bad behavior and call good bad and bad good. Call it what it is. If you ain't performing, say you ain't performing.
And I'm gonna tell you this, and I ain't, cause I I'm trying to watch my mouth because we want to build and not tear down.
Yeah.
And so the scripture said, "With love and kindness have I drawn thee." And so even when you're dealing with parents or kids, see the kids, that fight you was talking about, all that kid who was raised in sin, all he had to do is know somebody really loved him, and they could have said, "Hey man, leave it alone," and he'll stop in his tracks.
You know, I think we passed that point.
I deal with every day.
But I think we passed that point once all that hurt get because you got a whole bunch of hurt folks together, you know. And once
you mean in that specific incident?
And when you get a whole bunch of those guys that's hurt together, they start feeding off each other. And I'm hurt.
Energy.
I'm hurt. That energy in the room. You know. Now just that you know they want to go with the buddy because they don't want the control right then. They want to be out of control. And we didn't learn how to function in dysfunction for so long that looked normal. So a lot of times when we seeing stuff. We see stuff that's abnormal. To other folks, that's normal. That's the way it's supposed to be. You know, when we go into a household and we look at a house and we say, man, did you just see what I seen in there? And then we looking like, man, that ain't supposed to go down like that, you know? I mean, they chiefing in front of the kids and all this and cutting up and, man, you hear all that language was going, whatever the case might be. We might say, man, that ain't cool. But to them, man, grandmama did that and Pawpaw did that, and then you know that—that's the way we was raised, and so that's abnormal. So, but you know, one of the things that we was talking about was men. When you talked about Big Wayne, Tracy, yourself, and things that I'm doing.
Dante Lott.
You know, I was so proud to see one of the young men that grew up around my shop.
Oh, hey, let's do a commercial.
We're gonna hit it up. So then I was so proud of this young man because he said Orlando Thomas, and he said another guy. This guy had some, what you talk about is challenges. He had a lot of challenges. But they hung around my shop as boys a lot because their household was dysfunctional. But one of the things that young man knew is that when he came around me, it was a safe and it was a productive environment. He said, if it wasn't for some of these guys right here, I wouldn't be doing what I'm doing today. So what I would tell you, encourage you, keep on doing what you're trying to do. Dante, keep it up. You know, Tracy, Big Wayne, whatever the case might be, and you know, keep it up because we need all hands on deck. We need all hands on deck. So whoever else is out there doing whatever program.
You know, Big Wayne stopped by my shop and we talked a little bit. They having a Boys and Men this Saturday at 7 o'clock. Look on my Facebook page, but it starts at 7 o'clock. But anyway, he stopped by the shop. I got some tickets for some guys, and one of the things we didn't get to talk that much because he had to go. But one of the things he said is too many guys on the sideline, and I totally agree. We got a lot of guys on the sideline. But I think him and others, Tracy, doing a good job at influencing others to get in the fight.
Well, you know,
because we do need all hands on deck.
That. I mean, and me and Big Wayne, you know, we talked, chatted, you know, around some of the other guys before, you know, and after Darren, you know, got killed, you know, we shouldn't be the same anymore. You know, after Darren got killed, but none of us should be the same anymore. You know, and so we need to start challenging each other. We need to start saying the tough stuff. You know, keeping it real. You know, you got to sometimes step out your comfort zone to keep it 100 and keep it real. You know, conduct ourselves in a productive way that other folks might see our good works and be able to say, hey man, you know, well let me call Big Wayne, let me call Hub, let me call Sean and see what else I can do. You know, but we got to do that. I mean, we rolling into 2019. And so my question to the community is, what are we going to do different in 2019 that we didn't do in 2018, 2017, 2016? Because our poverty's increased, our homicides are increased, the suicide rate has increased, our homelessness has increased. You know, I mean, we got way more families. I was just looking at something that said there's way more families across the country that's homeless, families homeless. Not just, and what increase happened was the fires that happened out there in California and the different stuff that's been going on, but on top of the other compound problems that's going on. You know, we don't know which direction our country's going in right now. It might go into a recession here in a little bit. You know, so I mean, on top of all these other issues, compound issues that's going on that's out of our control. You know, families are going through. Now, I was grateful to see a lot of stuff went on Christmas where people are paying their way back. You know, what they call it, paying back, or
pay it forward.
Pay it forward. You know, paying for people's layaways. Big shouts out to Jimmy John, you know, that did some great things. You know, big shouts out to our police departments that did the cops and shop with the cops.
That's some good stuff. Can you read
You know,
Scott?
shop with the cops.
Can you see what Scott Savage said, Dr. Scott Savage?
I cannot read
it
that.
It says
part.
100 something is coming to
100 black men in the summit.
It's coming to Champaign.
Coming to Champaign. That's great.
Yeah.
And I've seen some things on those guys.
Yeah.
You know, so that's great. That's great. That's great.
Because
stuff.
we need to see. We need to see.
Yeah.
See, we got a name tag, but ain't got a birth certificate. And so we don't. I said we got a name tag, but we ain't got a birth certificate. So who are you? You know, who were you intended to be? You know. You need to know who you are so you'll know who to answer. You know, see, if I say, hey, Cootie boy, you ain't gonna turn around. You ain't turning around unless I say Sean or Whip.
So you know, I was just somewhere and dealing with somebody from the Condoleezza community, and they had a special event that they had to go to because it was a ceremony to name the child. So they had a ceremony to name the child.
To name the child.
To name the child.
Yeah.
It is to make you feel proud about your name.
That's right. Now check this out. The Jews, for they boys when they turn 12, they have bar mitzvahs. The Hispanics, I was in El Paso for 10 years. I made a whole lot of money off quinceañeras. When a young lady turned 15, man, it's like a wedding.
Yeah.
And they celebrate. They celebrate those ages. It's really important. They go all out. They spend money like a wedding, man. But that brings value.
Yeah, bring a lot of value.
Brings value, man.
Where you care about who you are. You care about
genuine
your tree.
Concern.
You care about your tree. You care about them old folks that you about to go out here and represent.
See,
you know what I'm saying?
See, Sean,
that family.
Here's one of our problems as a whole. We don't have GC. We have concern, but it's not genuine concern. It's not, I really want you to be successful in life. And I'm going to toot my own horn. That's why I've been successful. I learned as an Army recruiter, well, way before then. But as an Army recruiter, I ran circles around the other recruiters because I really wanted this person to be successful. It wasn't just a tick on the wall for me to get my boss off my back. I really had concern.
In the military, we call that going beyond and above the call of duty.
Yeah. And so a lot of people have concern.
Yeah.
But they don't have genuine concern. And 9 times out of 10, their concern is connected to a check.
And so what you're saying there is go way above what the standard is.
Yes, sir.
I mean, where this might be what it say on paper. This is all the criteria on paper.
Yes, sir.
But we gonna go even above that.
Yes, sir.
We gonna have a little bit more patience than that.
Yes, sir.
You know, we gonna have a little bit more time for you than that.
Yes, sir.
You know, and so that's what we need. That's what we need to be at because a lot of things that's broken down is where it breaks down to just love. You know, how much love do you really have?
That's what yesterday was all about.
How much love do you really have?
You know, that's what yesterday was all about, man. For God so loved the world that he gave. Love and give are synonymous. All the way back to the Bible. And if you love an individual, you're going to give.
You know, and at the same time, once you love somebody, you give. You know, we give these guys we let them out of jail. We get them part of Marlon Mitchell's reentry program. We get them a part of the Fresh Start program. We hook them up with you, hook them up with Tracy or whoever the case might be, and we getting them started. Now that love got to be twofold.
Yeah.
Because you got to love and respect me enough for reaching down and trying to grab you up, pull you up, that you respect the program.
Yes, sir.
And you really genuinely want to accomplish some success because it's your second chance, your third chance, your fourth chance, might be your 15th chance.
Let me tell you how I got paid Sunday. Sunday we took about 40 kids and 8 adults to the Pacers game. And we were supposed to go to CC's Pizza, but we ended up going to Pizza Hut because CC's was packed. And wasn't nobody in the pizza, so we had the whole Pizza Hut to ourselves.
Yeah.
But a young lady came up to me with tears in her eyes when I was pouring the drinks. And she didn't cry because she was trying to hold it together. But she said, Mr. Hub, thank you so much. Because I would have never got this opportunity if it wouldn't have been for LDA. I got paid.
Oh, yeah.
That was my pay. And so it's automatically going to come back to you. Press down, shake it together, and run of those shall men give unto your bosom. Because it's that genuine concern.
Yeah.
The problem is, I'm going to say this one more time, one of the problems is it ain't no genuine on the concern.
You know, and so,
kids, they can snuff it out a mile away.
Yeah, because
they know if you're going through the motions.
Because they done been through it before. You know, I mean, if you living in a household where you're probably a one parent household.
Right.
You know, you done heard a lie before. You know, you done heard that daddy say, "Oh man, man, I'm gonna get you this," and you never get that. You know. And so when you see these folks in there that's kind of being fake and phony, you kind of feel that same spirit. You know, so you got to keep it 100 and keep it real. You know, when I was talking about opportunities there for these young folks, you know, in 2019 we got to stop burning bridges, man.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, generally get into the program, and get a part of this stuff, man. Yeah. Because I mean, right now our resources, we got a lot of resources out there, but as far as that tangibleness that I talked about, that Karen Sims opened my eyes up on, where we used to have that urban league and those buildings where, when I did want to get it together and I said, well, you know what, I know the urban league down there.
Right.
So
I got an option.
I got an option.
I ain't got to commit suicide. I got an option.
There it is right there. You you took something else off my paper, suicide. Where I'm just so fed up, let me go down here and talk to somebody. We don't have that anymore. We don't have an urban league. We don't have a physical location of an NAACP building where it was some representative in the black community where you knew that it was somewhere you can run to.
I'm reminded of when you had the event that we met at Jericho, but we went all of those different places. And then we ended in Hessel Park where we just chopped it up and listened to them, man. I'm reminded, and I ain't going to get too deep in it because it ain't nobody's business. But that conversation alone was, it was a keep it real. It was a keep it real conversation. And the kids, genuine conversation. Yeah, the kids really from young men to talk to grown men and express what was going on. Yes. And they kept it real. And they left there better. Oh man. But they were comfortable, Sean. They were comfortable coming to Jericho, getting in the van with you, going on Champagne Street, going to the corners. They was uncomfortable in the beginning. Yeah. Because I had to go out to the car and get a couple of them. Man, y'all come on in, man. That's some good stuff for you. You don't know it's good stuff right now, but it's some good stuff, man. And so by the time we ended up today, end of the day, we just ain't got enough, with guys like me, you spend a lot of more time dealing with a lot of young folks than I do. And obviously, with the coaching and all this other stuff that you do, LDA and a lot of that stuff, I mean, I got a lot of stuff going on, but I try to spend as much time as I possibly can. You do. And almost every time you're at the shop, God sends somebody in there for us to work with. So, obviously, I would love to spend a lot more time, I wish I was one of them guys that had the 3-point-something million, the 300 and something million that the lottery going to be Friday, because there'd be a lot of more time for me to be able to do a lot of great things for some folks because I see your blessing. I see how my blessings coming. It's going to come through the lives of others. Watching them be happy. I mean, one of the things, that I love about the businesses that I'm into, and some people might not like this, but one of the things I love about the businesses I'm into, I'm able to put a smile on somebody's face or make them feel better about a bad situation, and talking to a lady today on the phone, and tragically lost her sister, but just giving her some more information because,
knowledge is power in these moments when you don't, and you're struggling trying to wrap your mind around, how did this happen?
Yes, sir.
But also, how can I help my family get some type of relief?
Yes, sir.
And once we was able to get out get the conversation going, and I'm telling her different other things way outside of just the funeral bit.
Above and beyond.
Above and beyond.
Genuine concern.
Paperwork that they gonna need.
Here's the casket, here's the burial, here's the that, and I get out. No, ma'am, you're going to have to get the title, switch to this, and do this.
I'm helping you with I'm helping you with DMV, I'm helping you with banking, I'm helping you with the...
Yes, sir.
We're getting that.
That's why you're so blessed,
change.
That's why you're so blessed.
All of those things, interacting with families,
Let me say one word. Let me say one word. And this is for you all as well in 2019. Purpose. See, Sean, you in your purpose.
Yeah, man.
Sean, I was getting down on the ground in my brand new Nike suit, jumping the cables for the van because the van been shutting just to park it in my yard. Then I called my wife and said, hey, look for, call the sign people, and we need to put not on my watch on both sides. I'm excited.
Yeah.
Man, I don't care nothing about no van, but man, we going to have somewhere we can move these kids around. It's already paid for. I'm excited to be in my purpose, man. I'm right where I'm supposed to be.
Yeah.
And the sooner you talk to your manufacturer and you get in your purpose, what you're supposed to do, not what your mama said you was going to be, not what your pastor said you going to be, what God has called you to do while you're on your earth. Ask him, Lord, what is my purpose? Wherever your passion is, if you follow your passion, Sean told me don't beat on the table. I said, you telling me not to be Herbert Burnett. If I don't beat on no table, I ain't me. And so your passion gonna lead you right to your purpose.
The Bible talks about your gift making room for you.
Yeah, and bring you before great men.
It flows easy for me. For somebody else, it might, man, how do you deal with that? How do you do, I remember I first got in the funeral home business, some people didn't even want me to sit at the picnic table with them. They thought I was going to be like them old guys, man. One of my buddies called me the hip-hop undertaker. That's all right. Whatever you call me, don't worry about it. But whatever it is, because I'm going to be me.
Yes, sir.
I'm not going to go into an environment and do it as it was already set a standard.
Right.
It's called game change.
Yeah, you're going to add,
add
you to it.
Game changes. I'm coming into it, and this my approach.
Right. So they might,
this my approach.
When you went to school, they might have handed you a sheet and said, do this, this, and this is how you're going to be successful. Consistency. And you just built on that. You put shine here, whip here, whip there.
Come on, man. Because when I'm sitting up with folks, I'm trying to knock out, the stuff that we talk about. I'm trying to knock out 3, 4, 5, 6 birds at one stone.
Yes, sir.
And not just go in the household and hear the issue.
Right.
Oh, well, we gonna try to solve some of these issues.
Right.
So we don't have this tragedy no more.
Right.
Because when you got a genuine concern for folks, it ain't even about making the money, because God gonna bless you with money, man. It's really having a concern and compassion for them folks and saying, man, this is terrible.
Sean, in 1995, the general stood in front of 200-something recruiters in Indianapolis, Indiana, and he said, Herbert Burnett, how did you become the #1 recruiter? We need to bottle you up and sell you. Can you just tell us how? He said, you got 2 minutes to tell us how you did it. I said, I don't need 2 minutes. I got 2 words, genuine concern.
Yeah, your most pure.
And so the stuff that you add to what the regular funeral home standard is, you get the best singers, you get the best musicians, you get the best this, you get the best that, and you build it on the standard. That's the foundation. That's the basics you need to be successful. And some people just stick to the basics.
Yeah, man.
They don't try to do no more.
I told somebody, I said, look, man, when I'm dealing with these folks, because everybody's different. It ain't a cookie cutter out there. In 2018, 2019, I understand everybody's different, man. All our economic status, our backgrounds are different. Where we come from, all of that's different, man. So I don't go to it with the same approach, and this is just the standard deal. I found out what's going on. I found out what's going on, and then it's called a thing called a budget. Hey, everybody got a budget. How does our budget look? And then once I find out our budget, now I can go above and beyond the call of duty to make sure this is right.
That's right. That's right. That's right.
But I gotta know, I gotta understand what's the budget.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's me 101.
Yeah.
I gotta find out what we're working with. And so even when I was in the barbershop, and I tell you the difference between me and a bunch of guys. I had so we got our price list up there. You know, price list said it was $10 this, $15 that, you know, another $3 for this, and this. And so many guys when they start out, because they all about me. And so when they in there cutting and the other guy, they cutting, and then the guy might say, hey man, you know what, man, I ain't got $12. Man, I got $8. Man, get up out of here. You ain't got, go get $4 more, come on back. And now you done embarrassed the guy in front of everybody. He came to you on the low trying to tell you that he was short.
Right.
You know what I said?
Run that change.
Man, dig, I got an $8 cut too.
Right.
I got a $5 cut.
Right.
You talk right, I might got a free cut for you.
Yeah, if you talk
You might have to wait a little bit,
sir.
but I might got a free cut.
Yeah.
Depending on your compassion and find out what you're trying to do. You trying to get a job or something? I got you, bro.
Right.
Don't worry about that.
Right.
And you know how many guys over the years came back to me and said, man, you know what? I came to you for a free cut, man, and you for a job interview. And you know what? I'm still on that job, man. But you gave me that haircut. You know, I gave a white guy I never knew before in my life. He come through the hood on a bike. He said, you know what, man? I just rode from some state, but he was on his way to Kansas on a bike. But he looked like Grizzly Adams.
Right, right.
He said, man, I seen your barbershop and I need a haircut.
Right.
See, I need a haircut. I said, oh, no, I got you. Don't worry about that. Because first of all, you got to find out your purpose. God put you on here, and it wasn't just to hit everybody upside the head to get a chunk of change.
It's
you know, it's there to actually be a servant. Man, you know, we talk about this stuff. Let yourself be a living sacrifice, holy and acceptable. You know,
which is your reasonable
But when you come down to it, man, look, dig, I ain't gonna be able to do that. You got $12.
Yeah.
And then the kids, like the young man that I talked about, he's sitting back looking at you like, I knew he was all about the change. So his audio ain't matching his video. And that's what they going off of, your audio matching your video. You know, I mean, so you gotta have that. You gotta have that instilled with deep in your heart. You know, because a lot of times when you really being tested, you have to make a knee-jerk reaction to the test. And if the knee-jerk reaction is, man, get up out of here, man. You know, you always coming in here like this and this and this and this and that. Well, be careful how you entertain a stranger, because it could be an angel. Unaware. Unaware.
Yeah, that's
See,
the word.
all that's here right there.
Yeah.
I ain't read nothing today.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you laid up some timber though.
But it's all them old saints.
Yeah.
And that's why I stay so strong about parenting and who's in charge. Because you gotta get some grounding standards and principles, because all of us want better 2019. But you gotta have some structure in order to base things about. So when you are faced with the dilemma, you just don't fall apart.
Structure.
You don't fall apart.
Yeah.
You know, so you got to have something.
A plan.
You got to have some type of plan, structure, some type of, some type of foundation.
Anytime you don't have structure, you have destruction.
Man.
And so you got to have some type of plan.
Because what did we say? What did we say right here? Unaddressed childhood trauma becomes adult drama. So. You know, if you don't start the young person out. I mean, I thank God for them old saints, man. That come on in here, man, and let me see a little bit of it. And not.
But where's the old saints at now?
You know, some of them going on.
Right, but my point is, we supposed to be replacing them.
Oh yeah. And so some of them at that particular church going on. But I mean, wherever you at, and it doesn't make me a difference. You know, as far as denomination, religious background, and all of those different things, because it's a lot of people in a lot of different religions living productive lives. And that's where I'm at. It's where we ain't hurting each other. We ain't tearing each other down. You know, you trying to build a business. I ain't out here cutting your throat, talking about your jacket ain't no better than the other man's jacket.
Right. You know what, Sean? I'm gonna share this, and it's kind of commercial, but I was getting emails every day for about 3 weeks. They were short referees, and so of course I can't ref because I'm going to practice, and so but I put something on Facebook about people being interested in referee, and we had did it one time before with Jamil Jones and Douglas, and I think we had 15 people and 2 took advantage of it. But I'm telling you, the quality of list of the 18 to 35 that I got now, it's about 30 people on the list, and we're gonna wait till the basketball season over, and we're gonna do it. And I guess my point to that is, they have an option. These young, and some of them parents call me and say, hey, I want my kid, he's 19 or 20, I want him to be a part of it. But my point that I'm driving home is, man, you said at the Urban League and all that, you had options. You didn't have to kill yourself. You could go talk to somebody. And I guess what I'm saying, man, those of us who have that learned a more excellent way, man, we owe.
You know,
and I'm gonna go back to what Big Wayne say. Not enough people are in the fight. Too many people on the sideline who owe. And we need, as you said earlier, all hands on deck. We need your creative minds. We need boys and men. We need LDA. We need Dream Center. We need more. We need the ideas that ain't even, that's on the sideline. It's some folks on the sideline that's got an old idea that's going to attract people who we can't even attract. But they got to get in the fight in 2019. This ain't the Hub and Sean show or the Big Bill and Wayne show or the Tracy and Jerry show or whoever. We need Dante. We need all hands on deck, man. From the police officers to the Dream Center.
Yeah, you know,
we need all hands on deck.
Chief said we can't arrest our ways out of this problem that we're into.
You can't warehouse people.
You can't.
You can't do it.
You know, and one thing about it, you being a parent, me being a parent, and so one of the things about it, and all those parents out there, no parent wants trying to make a bad investment. And what I seen where you said them kids, you know, where the parent reach out, because they don't want to see their kids out here in destruction. The parents that call me at all wits end and say, man, I'm telling you, I need some help with this boy. I mean, they don't want to see, they're not trying to bury their kids. And a lot of these moms have reached out to me. And I'm not trying to bury my son. I'm not trying to run up and down to the penitentiary. You know, how can we get some relief right now? And I got no problem with sending them to you, Big Wayne, whatever, because I'm not going to be there all the time. So we got to be able to see somebody else being successful. You know, I got no problem with seeing somebody else successful.
Speaking of successful, how much time we got left, Jason? 5 minutes. So January 18th, you didn't know I was going to do this, or maybe you did. January 18th, 2019, the Martin Luther King Outstanding Achievement Award goes to Sean Whip Williams.
Hey,
can you elaborate on that?
You know what, I really appreciate that Martin Luther King committee for selecting me for the Community Outstanding Achievement Award. So if you guys can make it, I really appreciate it. We need a packed house.
Where?
It's going to be at the Vineyard. Okay. January the 18th.
The Vineyard is on the corner of Lincoln and Bradley.
Lincoln and Bradley. So it's going to be there. Reception starts from 4 to 5, and the actual service starts at 5 o'clock. Okay. And then, but I encourage you, because you can't do all this stuff by yourself. If it wasn't for the folks that's out there in the community, this wouldn't be even possible. Some of the people that's been either on my staff, you know, funeral home staff, my family, you know, people that helped me along the way, barbershop, Mr. Purtle and them, I got them all in my speech.
Eric, Master Mix, and Dixon.
I got them all in my speech, you know, because all of them guys poured into a young man from the North End to try to make me great. And you know what I'm saying? And so I thank God for those people pouring into me, you know, Brother Hub, to be able to get this county's top award.
I tell people that my mama is 51% reason I'm here, and you 49. Because when I was going through my mind, should I stay in Texas? Should I go to Dallas, San Antonio? I got people all in Texas, or should I go back home? All them years I was coming home, and you was telling me, man, a lot of people don't know I've been helping kids. This is nothing. I've been helping kids. You know, this. Oh man, I've been doing. But you saw me doing it when I brought the kid from Texas here.
You brought him down into the
so
restaurant.
you always, every time, you never let up. And so when people plant seeds in your mind, and your mind get ready to make a decision, you go back to those seeds that were planted.
I mean, for the people that moved out of this community, that's from this community, that moved out of this community, that's doing some good things and wherever they're at
Dr.
across
Toy,
this country.
what's Toy's last name? I can't remember her last name. Dr. Toy, she's doing a magnificent job in Tennessee, Nashville, Tennessee. Dr. Toy. Shout out to Dr. Toy.
Yeah.
I can't remember her last name.
And so it's a lot of people doing a lot of great things, you know. But for me, it's no greater joy for me than to be able to do something in the community that I was born and I was raised in. I wasn't born, but I was raised in most of my life since I was about 5 years old. And has it been easy? No, it ain't been easy. You know, I done went through a lot, man. My brother committed suicide, and I had some brothers that was murdered. You know, violence that went on throughout our family and stuff like that. You know, ups and downs. You know, my mom being a single mom for a while. You know, and this and that. So it's always been challenges there. You know what I'm saying? So don't think that you just everything gonna be easy. So going into 2019, it ain't gonna be easy. Once you decide that you finna do something, okay, look for some stuff to happen because it's called the process. I mean, one of my cousins up in Chicago, you know, up in Detroit. He's state representative, Jewel Jones. And so I was reading his thing in the article they just did on him the other day, and he was saying, man, all of these things I've been through is part of the process. So you got to be willing to go through the process. That's ups and downs. That's some times where you're tired. You know, some times that you don't want to move forward. Some times that you kind of frustrated. You know, and that's what I see with community. You know, community work. Sometimes we get frustrated. Sometimes we step on each other's toes. Sometimes we agree to disagree. You know, and move forward. It's bigger issues out there. You know, and so we got to be able to do that because the bottom line is to see somebody else be successful.
Yes, sir.
Whether that's a young boy, a young girl, a grown man, or a grown woman.
Yes, sir.
Or if that's a senior in the community that we trying to, that's been failing for some years. And we still trying to get them right on the right track and they're a senior. It doesn't make a difference.
It doesn't make a difference.
Because a lot of times it ain't the devil after us. Sometimes we our worst enemy. We've been hurting us for years. You know, and a lot of times, and before we get out of here, I'm going to say, we'll sit back and talk about these people and history and this and this and that. But a lot of times it's us hurting us.
Enemy.
Man, come on,
Your
man.
Your enemy is the enemy.
And just because you weren't that guy on that across from me on that sofa telling me the story, sometimes really you telling the story because you just as worse as dude, hurting yourself, being your own problem. And the biggest fight that you can ever have in your life is when you fighting yourself. So, hey, look, I thank the Lord for the program. Thank the Lord for you, Jason. Thank the Lord for you, Brother Hub.
Yes, sir.
I thank my listening audience for listening to us again. Happy New Year to you. 2019, we going to be better and not bitter.
Yes, sir.
Thank you for another episode
of Let the Truth Be Told.